Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have Week 6 of the BHDL1 Draft League Tournament. So we're going to go ahead and get the battle on its way. And this is going to be against Aprater. So, there we go. And it looks like IGN is going to be Adam. So, let's see what he brought to battle here. He has the Cleaver... He has the Landorus. He has the Urshifu. Single Strike. He's got the Poltegeist. He's got the Abomasnow. And he's got the Satitan. So, couple surprises here, but I actually was expecting him in a way to bring the Snow Core this week due to some last-minute Terra Captain changes he made. So that is a surprise, but not a surprise at the same time. So what do I want to lead with here is the real question, and that is a really difficult question given what he has going on. I actually had a little bit of a plan going into this, and as strange as it might sound, I think the plan has to be to lead with Hawlucha here, so that's what I'm going to do. And we will see how this works out. But yeah, this is going to be a really tough one, I think. Very hard to prep for this game this week, similarly to the last week's game, so... yeah, we're going to try to lead with Hawlucha, and we're going to see how that works out for us. So, again, extremely difficult game to prep for, I think. So, yeah, let's get into it. There he is, and he's going to go ahead and lead with the Urshifu Single Strike as I lead with the Hawlucha. So... we're in an interesting situation right off the bat because if this thing is not Scarf, we outspeed it. If it is Scarf, we don't outspeed it. So he could also be packing coverage for us. So do we really want to play games and gamble with Hawlucha turn 1 is the real question here. I don't know that I do. I kind of want to scout to see what this thing is going to do. So I feel like we just go ahead and we switch into Orthworm, I think. That's our play here. We're just going to switch to the Orthworm straight away. And we'll see where that gets us. Try and scout this thing. So it looks like he may have stayed in. So there's the Orthworm coming in. As he does go for the Wicked Blow straight away. Guaranteed critical hit. Does take us down by... quite a bit, and he takes the Rocky Helmet damage, and that gets some HP back from the leftovers. So very interesting there, actually, that he is that set. So he's leftovers, which means that he can switch up moves, which is bad news. So he definitely could just go straight for the fighting move here to try and take us out. Now the question is, do we burn our Terra here to get rid of this thing? Because we could Terrastallize into a Fairy type, go for the Terra Blast Fairy, and definitely take this thing out if he stays in. I kind of want to do that because Urshifu is a huge threat, although most of the Pokemon on his team are. I kind of don't want to burn my Terra this early, though, but we're in kind of a bad spot, so you know what? I feel like we probably just have to burn our Terra this early. If he doesn't stay in, that's bad news, but we don't really have a switch to this thing either, so I feel like we kind of have to do it. So we're going to do it, Terra Fairy, Terra Blast on this thing, as he does stay in. So we're going to go ahead and Terrastallize our Orthworm here, and Terrastallize into a Fairy type, so we lose our weakness to fighting and gain it as a resistance. So we'll see how this plays out. He is going to go for a Trailblaze, so that's really interesting. He's going to go ahead and get a speed increase as he gets chipped by the Rocky Helmet. We go for a Terra Blast Fairy here. And at X4 effective, that should definitely take this thing out regardless of what set it is. And indeed it does. Just go ahead and destroy that Urshifu outright and knock him down to 5. So we do get rid of the Urshifu there, which is pretty big. We do have to burn our Terra to do it, but it just kind of is what it is. So now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Landorus. So the only question here is it worth switching to try and save the Earthworm in this situation? And I kind of don't feel like it is, because this thing could easily set up on us here. We don't want to give this thing an opportunity to set up on us, because it could really wreck us. So as much as I want to try to save the Earthworm, since it is our Terra and we did burn it, I feel like we can't make that play. So I feel like we have to try and chip this thing. So we just stay in an Iron Head here, as he is just going to go for a Sludge Bomb, and that is just going to take us out. So we do lose Earthworm there, unfortunately. And we do lose our Terra, so that sucks for us, but it kind of just is what it is. We pretty much have no choice. We just have to do it. So now I think our switch to this thing is definitely going to be Goodra. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and switch in with the Goodra. And so, again, we're in an interesting situation, because we do have Ice Beam on deck specifically for this thing. So the question is, does he stay in on this matchup? I feel like he probably doesn't stay in on this matchup, just because Goodra is very specially defensive. He has a number of switches. But then again, he could. So I don't know if I really want to play games with this Landorus. That's a real problem, is this thing is just such a powerhouse. This thing is just such a powerhouse. I do feel like he probably switches here, but this thing is just such a powerhouse. I don't know if I want to risk it. I think he switches here. So again, I don't. This is a tough decision. I don't want to overpredict, but I feel like he switches. So I feel like we go Fire Blast. I feel like he switches, and he does switch. Okay, so he does switch, and he's going to switch in with the Abomasnow. Perfect. So Abomasnow comes in. Snow Warning starts the snow. We go for the Fire Blast. We do connect with the Fire Blast, thankfully, and that is just going to go ahead and one-shot that Abomasnow outright and knock him down to 4. So that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible for us. So Abomasnow goes down, and he goes down to 4. He does get to set the terrain, or the snow, though. And if he has the Icy Rock, it's going to be around for 8 turns. So now he's going to come in with the Cleaver. So I feel like we have no choice but to switch the Goodra in this situation. Unfortunately, we lost our good switch to Cleaver with losing the Earthworm. So our next best switch is probably going to be the Gastrodon. I feel like that's the play we have to make. We can't take damage on Goodra. We really need the Goodra for the Landorus. So we just switch to the Gastrodon. That's definitely got to be our play here, as he probably just goes for a Stone Axe or something. So we do come in with the Gastrodon here. He does go for the Stone Axe. He does connect. It does do some chip damage to us, but unfortunately it does set the Stealth Rock up on us as well, which is not good. So we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers, which is not bad. So that's something. So yeah, Stealth Rock is up on our side of the field, which is not great. Obviously, he does have a Stone Axe with the Cleaver. So the real question is, where do we want to go from here? We could try to get the Stealth Rock up, although I don't know, based on what he has left on his team, that that's going to be a huge factor. I feel like we're probably better served going for the Surf in this situation, so I think we're in case he stays in to try and chip us, so we are just going to go for the Surf straight away here. He does stay in. He's got Trailblaze. I actually didn't know this thing got Trailblaze, but he's packing Trailblaze, and he just goes ahead and one-shots us with that, so that is extremely unfortunate. He's going to take us out and knock us down to 4 with that, so I guess he's packing a Grass move on every Pokemon this week, specifically for the Gastrodon, so that is really terrible for us. Gastrodon goes down, we go down to 4, so that is horrible news. How do we want to try to come back from that? I feel like our only answer is probably going to be the Pincurchin here, so we're going to switch into Pincurchin, yeah, but that is really awful for us. Very awful turn of events there, so we come in with the Pincurchin, we take the Stealth Rock damage, get the Electric Surge, set the terrain on the battlefield. In this situation, we really need to do damage to this Cleaver now that it's at +1 speed, so we just go for the Liquidation here. We really have to. try and get as much damage as possible on this thing if he decides to stay in with it, as he does go for a Stone Axe. Again, that does so much damage to us, knocks us down to about a quarter. We go for the Liquidation in return. It is going to knock this thing all the way down to like 1 HP in the red, but it does survive as we take some Life Orb recoil damage there. We do have Sucker Punch on deck for this situation, so I feel like we just go for it this turn. I don't think there's any reason not to, so that's what we're going to do. We can hopefully try to catch him with it, as he probably has all attacking moves on the Cleaver. Probably doesn't want to try to switch to save it, as indeed he stays in. We go Sucker Punch, and it is going to go ahead and finish the Cleaver off there, knocking him down to 3. But Cleaver really did a number on us there, unfortunately, as we are just barely going to survive the Life Orb recoil damage there, interestingly enough. So now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Titan. So this thing could definitely be a huge problem for us. So he's got the Titan, the Landorus, and the Poltegeist left. So our only real play in this situation is to go ahead and try to hit this thing as hard as possible. Now, unfortunately, this is one of his Terra captains, so a Terra could be coming here that could really screw us over, but also a big attack could be coming too. We have to. I don't want to Sucker Punch because he knows we have it. It's pretty obvious. So I feel like the best thing we can do here is just go Wild Charge and hope that he's not like Terra Ground or something. So I think that's really our only play, as he is going to go ahead and bust out his Terra. So this is probably going to be deciding the game right now. What Terra type is he? He's going to Terrastallize into a Grass type. Okay, so he goes Terra Grass. So Terra Grass is here, and he obviously outspeeds us. He goes for the Belly Drum, kind of figured he would. Going to cut his attack in half, or I'm sorry, his HP in half to maximize his physical attack there. He's also got the Berry on deck, obviously, which is going to go ahead and restore his HP with the Citrus. We go for the Wild Charge. It is resisted. How much damage is it doing? It does really good damage, actually, knocking him down back below half. But the recoil is going to take our Pincurchin out and drop us back down to 3. So here's the unfortunate situation right now. How many turns? Well, there's a couple questions we have to answer, and I think the answer to all of the questions is going to be Hawlucha right now. So we're just going to go ahead and switch Hawlucha in right now. That's our only play. Because we definitely do naturally outspeed this thing, so we're going to go ahead and come in with the Hawlucha. We are going to get the Unburden to go ahead and activate, trip our Electric Seed, doubling our speed, doubling the power of our acrobatics, all that good stuff. So I feel like his speed is obviously doubled thanks to Slush Rush, which, how many turns does he have left on the snow? He has 2 turns left on the snow, which is bad news. I feel like we should be outspeeding this thing, though, so we really have no choice but to just go for the acrobatics. I'm not 100% sure if this thing gets Ice Shard or not. I don't know. It might. But we really have no choice, I think, in this situation, but to just go for acrobatics. So that's what we're going to do. He does have Ice Shard. It's at +6, and we can't take it, so that is horrifying. So we probably, at this point, probably just lost to this thing, because he has a couple turns left. So he's got the Ice Shard, obviously, at +6. So he's got 1 turn, I believe, of snow left. So the only question here is, yeah, I think we probably just lost to this thing, unfortunately. So I think all we can really do, there's not much we can do in this situation, but all we can really do is go ahead and come in with Goodra. I don't think there's any way any of our Pokemon are taking an attack from this thing at this point. So we could try to Mind Game him, but I don't think that's really going to matter. Because he just, the Ice Shard kills no matter what. I think kills Goodra no matter what. So it doesn't really matter. And I think the Ice Shard also kills the Espathra no matter what. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done for here right now, unfortunately. So all we can do is click Sludge Bomb. He just goes for the Ice Shard, obviously takes us out, and knocks us down to 1. So yeah, it looks like we're going to go down to the Titan here. The snow is over, so now we could be outspeeding this thing, but it doesn't matter, obviously, because he has the Ice Shard. So we are just going to go ahead and come in finally with the Aprater as our last Pokemon, and we do take the Stealth Rock damage. And even with max HP investment, I don't think there's any way that we take this thing out. Really, the best attack we have to go for is Dazzling Gleam, so we're just going to click that as he just goes for the Ice Shard at +6, does take us out. And yeah, that is going to be game. So we are going to lose that one 3-0 to Adam. Very fast-paced, high-octane competitive game there. Unfortunately, the Titan got the better of us toward the end of that one. There wasn't much of anything we could do about it. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and quit. And so, yeah, with that, unfortunately, the Philadelphia Pidgeys are going to fall to a 4-2 record here in the BHDL1. We did give it our best shot in this game. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Like I said, definitely a very hard match to prep for on paper. Yeah, we were not able to pull it off this week, but I think that's all I'm going to say for now about the game. So as obviously you guys know the drill, I am going to go ahead and come back in a couple of days here to revisit this game and give you guys my post-game / next week's pre-game analysis. So, but yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.